The Skynet funding bill is passed. The system goes online on August 4th, 1997. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time.
Remember Skynet? That artificial intelligence system from the Terminator series? You know, it gets too powerful and tries to wipe out the human race. Sounds far-fetched? Well, Skynet may not be as far-fetched as we think.
Google processes 1 billion web searches every day. Here's a few of the things Google wants to own: your phone, your email, your computer, and your entire digital life. Building an empire on your street, on your phone, in your DNA.
It seems the startup stage for Nest Labs is over because Google has bought the company for $3.2 billion.
We call this the Internet of Things. And there are a whole range of possibilities you can imagine. The most common thing that gets talked about is the smarter home. Imagine you're driving in, your garage door, your lighting, your blinds, your music, all working together to create a better home, maybe save energy in the process. But the possibilities go well beyond that. You can imagine a farmer managing the entire farm from her smartphone. The security cameras, the sensors, the irrigation equipment, all of them can be connected so that it works better together. A city's public transportation system, buses, bus schedules, parking spots, you could manage traffic, maintenance. But for me, what's fascinating is that when you take a traditional device like a watch and you add computing and connectivity and a layer of intelligence to it, you end up transforming that experience. Wouldn't it be great if we could do that for more devices? If we could connect more devices, the devices that you run into in your day-to-day life. Things like parking meters, washing machines, airport kiosks. If we could get physical devices and connect them in a smart way to the internet, we think we can transform the experience. Weave is the communications layer by which the Internet of Things can actually talk to each other. You need a common language, a shared understanding, so that devices can not only talk to each other and to the cloud and to your phone. So what we are doing is we have standardized schemas. Schemas are nothing but a semantic blueprint for all these devices to have a common language. For example, a camera can define what does it mean to say take a picture, and all devices around it can understand that. A door lock can define lock and unlock as two phrases which all other devices in that ecosystem can understand and work off each other. And we hope we can connect devices in a seamless and intuitive way and make them work better for users.
They want you to categorize your day: when I wake up, when I leave for work, when I get home from work, when I go to bed.
Am I alone and feeling a little uncomfortable about this?
1, 2, 3. The balloons communicate with specialized internet antennas on the ground. We're using all of these things to build this network in the sky.
Sometimes everyone isn't really everyone. Like when people say, everyone's on the internet, because the truth is, for each person that can get online, there are two that can't. And when you look closer, that everyone looks even less like everyone. In some places, it's more like 1 in 1,000. In others, it's 1 in 10,000. And in some places, no one's online at all. But how do we bring affordable internet to everyone? Maybe finding an answer starts with looking somewhere new. Like up. And trying something different. Like balloons. Yep, that's right. Balloons. Because it turns out that if you use balloons, it's faster and easier and cheaper to give everyone the internet than it is to give some people the internet. That's why we're giving it a try, and why there's hope that someday soon, everyone really will mean everyone.
For several years, Google has made driverless technology.
OnStar will now disengage automatic drive. Are you ready?
Yes,
Imagine being the perfect driver. You never got drowsy, you never took your eyes off the road, you could see 360 degrees around you, and you never got drunk.
Safe distance between cars is maintained by automatic radio control in the world of tomorrow.
Well done, Firebird 2. You're now under automatic control. Hands-off steering.
Oh, we missed that window by a good 40 or 50 years, but today, we're closer than we've ever been before.
Here we go, guys.
The fuse was really lit by DARPA in 2004 with the DARPA Grand Car Challenge. It was a contest to find technology that the military could use for driverless vehicles. It was a race through the desert at top speed without crashing, and guess what? In 2004, there were no winners.
Okay, we have a bot on its side.
It wasn't until 2005 the DARPA Grand Car Challenge again through the desert as quickly as possible without crashing. There was a first place winner.
I saw the concept first in the DARPA Grand Challenges. So we decided at Stanford to build a different self-driving car, and the unimaginable happened. It became the first car to ever return from a DARPA Grand Challenge.
So Google had lured away that guy Sebastian you just saw to work on Google's driverless car technology.
We've driven in cities, mountain roads, day and night, and even Lombard Street in San Francisco. We've driven 140,000 miles.
Whether you know it or not, there's already plenty of driverless car technology all around you. You have cars that can parallel park themselves, cars that'll help you stay in your lane, cars that'll warn you if you're about to hit something, cars that'll actually brake for you if you're about to hit something, and then cars that can actually valet park themselves. As for how Google's driverless car works, it's a mixture of laser sensors, radar, cameras, and GPS.
One analyst estimates that by 2035, there will be close to 12 million self-driving cars on the road.
An unmanned car driven by a search engine company. We've seen that movie. It ends with robots harvesting our bodies for energy.
What exactly is Google X?
It would be tempting to call Google X Google's research lab, where the smartest computer scientists are looking at the next generation of Google products.
You also make a reference, and it's kind of like the Manhattan Project, where they developed the first atomic bomb. It also sounds like it could be a little scary.
Google and NASA have teamed up to share one of the world's first commercial quantum computers. This machine, made by Canada's D-Wave, will be installed in a NASA research center in California.
We do it because we must.
Therefore bringing about a quantum leap in terms of power.
Let's get to the Google robot. Let's start with what would be the brain of the robot, and that is DeepMind.
DeepMind can be described as a world-class, groundbreaking technology to build powerful and general-purpose learning algorithms.
So critical thinking.
Exactly, yeah. Critical thinking.
I beat China all the time. Last time you saw a Chevrolet in Tokyo? When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. The big lie, Obamacare. $5 billion we spent on a website. I hire people. They do a website. It costs me $3. Are you running? Are you not running? I am officially running for President of the United States. We need a leader that wrote The Art of the Deal. I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. Free trade can be wonderful if you have smart people, but we have people that are stupid. I like China. I just sold an apartment for $15 million to somebody from China. They have bridges that make the George Washington Bridge look like small potatoes. I don't need anybody's money, it's nice. I'm really rich. I love the Saudis, many are in this building. Obama, a year ago, Yemen was a great victory. 2 weeks later, the place was blown up. We're dying, we're dying. We need money. Thank you, darling. But Mr. Trump, you're not a nice person. We don't need nice. That's true, but actually I am. I think I am a nice person. We have losers. We have losers. I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me. Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump. We won't be using a man like Secretary Kerry, goes into a bicycle race at 72 years old and falls and breaks his leg. I won't be doing that. The American dream is dead. But if I get elected president, I will bring it back. bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Google Incorporated said that it is acquiring satellite company Skybox Imaging.
The company announced Tuesday it has come to an agreement to buy satellite imaging company Skybox Imaging for $500 million. And here's a sample of what Google's going to get. The company takes high-res images and video of a given area, like Las Vegas. Google says Skybox will both keep Google Maps accurate with up-to-date imagery and help improve internet access and disaster relief. Before Skybox, Google bought Titan Aerospace, a drone maker it reportedly plans to use for the same purpose. Skybox site also reports a variety of other potential uses. Skybox posted a blog post saying, "The time is right to join a company who can challenge us to think even bigger and bolder, and who can support us in accelerating our ambitious vision."
For $500 million in cash.
And here's a sample of what Google's going to get. The company takes high-res images and video of a given area.
What do you guys think about Google owning the skies and the ground?
Why is Google gobbling up robotics companies? The search engine giant has just acquired a company that designs robots for the U.S. Department of Defense.
The company Intel is now opening its biggest plant outside of the United States, and this one is going to be in Israel. The plant is set to produce the world's most advanced computer microprocessor. We all seem to have these in our computers. Our Mike Tobin is live at the new Intel plant in Kiryat Gat, Israel.
This is just the evolution of the microchip business. The stuff they're making here today has outsourced the chips they made a couple of years ago, but they know they need to evolve in the future. But right now, here today, they believe they're producing the latest and greatest.
Okay, what about the impact on the economy there? Is that going to expected to help much?
It's really amazing. this one facility is increasing Israel's GDP by 2%. It did draw some criticism from the Israeli public because they secured about $500 million in loans to build this facility from the Israeli government.
Israel's Finance and Economy Ministries on Monday approved a plan by Intel Corporation to invest $6 billion in the upgrade of its chip manufacturing plant in the southern town of Kiryat Gat. Intel will receive a government grant of $300 million over 5 years, and will be eligible to pay a corporate tax rate of only 5% for a 10-year period, the Finance Ministry said. The U.S. chip giant plans to hire 1,000 more workers at the plant by the year 2023, in addition to the 2,500 that already work there.
Hello everybody, I'm here at the Technological Gardens of Jerusalem. You see behind me the Intel logo. This shows you that Israel is at the top of the game, ruling the world with the best technology available in the entire world. Every computer you see uses an Intel chip.
I need to know how Skynet gets built. Who's responsible?
The man most directly responsible is Miles Bennett Dyson.
Who is that?
He's the director of special projects at Cyberdyne Systems Corporation.
Why him?
In a few months, he creates a revolutionary type of microprocessor.
The processor is a quantum computer.
In 3 years, Cyberdyne will become the largest supplier of military computer systems. All stealth bombers are upgraded with Cyberdyne computers, becoming fully unmanned. Afterwards, they fly with a perfect operational record. The Skynet funding bill is passed. The system goes online on August 4th, 1997. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense. Skynet begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time, August 29th. In a panic, they try to pull the plug.
Skynet fights back.
Yes, it launches its missiles against the targets in Russia.